Tiger orange stripe striking. Okay? So at this belt level, again, one technique's going to be a little easier than the other. The first being the neck chop. Neck chop isn't a super hard technique to do as long as it's taught correctly. So what I'll usually do is I will show them, and I'm facing you guys, I'll put my hand out to the side, especially my elbow, and I will go side to side, and I'll make sure that this part of my hand is going at the neck height. Because sometimes they'll go down here and I'll say, hey, that's not an arm chop, or they'll go really high and I'll say, that's not a hair chop, and the kids will laugh. Hey, but in reality, they need to go out at the neck height and hand flat as if maybe they're holding a plate. One thing too that'll happen even though they're doing all that is that they don't turn their body, so make sure they're turning their body as they come through to do this. So, show them how to do it and then see what they do. A lot of times they'll do just fine. So, chop, go, ayah! Again, go, ayah! And then what I'll do is I'll hold a target, square target, and I'm going to use in a moment the shield. If you don't have one, again, you can use pillows. I can always order all this stuff for you as well from the suppliers. You can hold all the way through. Just again, don't hold super stiff. You don't want your child or a student getting hurt hitting a pad. And so I'll hold it side to side at their neck height. So go ahead and give it a chop. All right, and do it again. And you just try to make sure they don't hit with the fingers, maybe that meaty part of the hand. They can do that. All right, the skip side kick is definitely the one that's going to take a little bit more of your time. And so here's what we're going to do. Right? I'm going to show it towards Mr. Ryan, and he's just going to stand there, just so you guys have a frame of reference. My toes are all the way sideways, and I'm going to do a stomping motion towards the stomach height. So my front leg does a kick, my back leg is going to step. So it has to step behind the kicking leg. Now, when they step, they don't stop. And this is exactly how I cover it when I teach a tiger. Step behind, but don't stop. Step behind, don't stop, bring your leg up and kick. And so in one motion, just like this. If they step behind and they stop, it gets very hard to bring their leg up and kick. If they bring their leg up and they don't kick right away, they're going to lose their balance. So it needs to happen. They step behind and kick. So what I'll do, especially on a harder kick like this, is I'll try to make sure they start with their good leg. Now, if a student goes left leg in the front, which is our default way, that means they kick with their right leg, which 90% of the people are right-handed, so they're right-legged. But this is a front leg kick, so I will actually have to start with his right leg in the front. So go ahead and switch your feet. I'll make sure his toes are all the way sideways. And then, like I said, I will look that he can do the step correctly. So I'll say step behind, and I'll make sure that that's good. Go back and do it again. Okay, do it again. Good. And then if you've got a pillow, you can hold it against the side of your body. You can go down low if you want, depending on how big they are. This is fine. For him, that'd be a little bit too low for him. Okay, so I will go up a little bit, but I'll have them just step behind and kick. Now, they'll get this, but they might not get it right away. Do it again. Now, with any side kick, the toe should be all the way sideways. If the toes are up, chances are they're starting with their foot facing more forward than sideways. Usually the way it is like this is the way it'll end up coming up. If it's sideways, they usually don't bring it up like this. So if you start them sideways, oftentimes they'll fix that. All right, so go ahead and do it one more time. Now, after they've gotten the hang of it on one side, then have them switch. There's no point in getting to the other leg if they're not even good at the first leg. Now they're just going to feel like they can't do it. But if you start on that good leg and get them going and they get some momentum, now you can make that switch, especially with a harder kick like this. Now the combo is a little tricky. I'll show it, but this is a little tricky to hold for. So I don't know if you feel adventurous, you can hold for this. So he will do the chop. I will then pull it back, down over my leg, and I will also bring my leg in slightly. Go ahead, skip, and side kick like this. So again, 1 and 2. Now, he's pretty big. He might end up hurting me holding it against my leg like this. Your 4-year-old or 5-year-old won't. Right? Now, if you stand like a brick wall, they might bounce off you and fall over. So give a little bit when they hit you.